Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, my dear friends, let's begin our Dhamma discussion. I hope everybody doing good. And during our today's session, we will study the next meditation in Satipatthana Sutta. How many meditations we learned so far? Let's remember.
Breathing.
Yes, breathing meditation. After that, what was the meditation we learned?
Impermanence.
Yes, impermanence.
Loving kindness.
Loving kindness, yes. In the Satipatthana Sutta, what were the meditations we studied so far?
Joyous. Was there one that's joyous? Joyful?
No, Satipatthana Sutta.
Oh, Satipatthana, okay.
Of
First
full
meditation,
awareness.
yeah, first meditation was breathing meditation. Next, we learned about the posture meditation. Do you remember that?
Posture.
Yes. And the third one was full awareness meditation. Okay. Those were the three meditations we studied so far. And it took us a long time to study that three meditations. And now we are in our 45th session, as I remember. Now, friends, this is the next meditation, foulness, the bodily parts. Okay. In the Buddha's language, this meditation is called Asubha Bhavana. Asubha. Asubha means there are many translations in English to the specific word Asubha. Sometimes it's been translated as foulness and also sometimes unattractiveness. And again, there are some other translations like seeing the impurities of the body meditation and also ugliness. Okay, so there is another translation, seeing the ugliness of the body. Okay, this is how the instruction goes. Today I have planned to talk about some necessary understanding that we need before we study this in detail, like in a way of looking at as an overview to the meditation of foulness, because this meditation has been so much misinterpreted and some people have misunderstandings about this meditation. Before all of this, let's go and see how the Buddha instructed for the practitioner to do this meditation. This is the fourth meditation in Satipatthana Sutta. Now the Buddha say, again, bhikkhus, again practitioners, a bhikkhu reviews the same body up from the soles of the feet and down from the top of the hair. Okay. Bounded by skin, as full of many kinds of impurities thus. In this body there are head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, diaphragm, spleen, lungs, intestines, mesentery, contents of the stomach, feces, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, spittle, snot, oil of the joints, and urine. That's how this meditation should be practiced according to the Buddha's instructions. Now after that, Buddha give a simile to understand about this meditation. Buddha say, just as though there were a bag with an opening at both ends full of many sorts of grain, such as hill rice, red rice, beans, peas, millet, and white rice. And a man with good eyes were to open it and review it thus. This is hill rice. This is red rice. These are beans. These are peas. These are millet. This is white rice. So too, a bhikkhu reviews this body as full of many kinds of impurities. Thus, in this body there are head hairs, so on. Now there are 32 parts like that to be reviewed according to this meditation. Now it is more like investigating these parts that we have inside of the body. Okay. Now this is how the Buddha given all these instructions for do the body part meditation, powerless meditation. Okay. Now we will talk about this in more details in our upcoming sessions, but I just wanted to give you an overview about this meditation. Now there is a goal that why we should do this meditation. Okay, there is a reason why we do this meditation just like this, because most of my friends probably not have heard about this meditation before. And actually in our life, our first, according to the establishing mindfulness, our first and the primary focus of our mindfulness is our own body. We start establishing mindfulness to our own body, and in order to see the body just as it is. This is not a foreign thing to the body, and this is not a strange thing or something which is not exist in the body, but this is just the way body it is. Now, according to the instructions in the Satipatthana Sutta, Buddha say that one should practice mindfulness without going for biases, without going for judgments, without going for any extremes. One should see the body just as it is. When we see the body just as it is, what we can find in the body are these 32 parts. This is a way of developing our mindfulness. What we do is to let go all the distractions, and we are trying to mindfully observe with a concentrated heart how our body, how it lies, how it is. We are going to remove all the ignorance that we carry in this life towards our body. Okay, friends. Now, because of that, Buddha say you focus your mindfulness, your mindful awareness with a concentrated mind of all these parts which is inside the body. Now, after that, Buddha gave a simple example, a simile to understand how it should be done. Now, it is said that there is a big bag with two openings, and inside the bag there are so many different types of grain. Now, a person with good eyes, good sights, open up this bag and keep one type of rice to one side and another type of rice to other side and other grains other side, kind of like separating one by one and keeping them aside. And Buddha say after giving that, he say, this is also the exact way you should look at your body. There are head hairs, there are body hairs, these are nails, these are teeth, these are skin, flesh, sinews, one by one, as a mental reflection, as a contemplation, one does this during the meditation. Now this is the meditation. Now, normally we go to a peaceful place and we sit down in that place. Probably it can be a peaceful room, or it might be under a tree or in the forest. Wherever we are, we can find some seclusion in there. We can find some peaceful environment and we sit down and we do this meditation to ourselves. We just try to focus to the parts of the body one by one. Okay. And according to that simile, does that man mix everything and look as a whole, or is it as a one by one as parts?
And one by one as parts.
Yeah, as parts one by one, not whole together. What happens when we see the body whole together is that we don't see as it is, and also we create lust and we create greed and attachment to the body. Okay. Should we attach to our body?
No.
No. Should we attach to the body externally outside?
No.
I mean, should we attach? No. According to the Buddha's teachings, Buddha say should let go the attachments. Okay. Now, in order to abandon the attachment, now the Buddha say you should investigate your body and try to know as parts, not as a whole. When we see everything as a whole, like as entire form, it makes attachment because we don't have the clear understanding as it is. But when we look as one by one, we see, oh, this is what I have in my body. Okay. This does not make a person to be angry at the body. Why we get angry at the body? I mean, in evil, like negative thoughts towards our body is also because we haven't seen the body just as it is. And also it is said that why we attach and why we greed for the body is also because we haven't seen the body just as it is. Ignorance. But when we see the body as it is, these are what I have in me. So that lets go all the attachment, greed, aversion, or anger, or whatever we carry inside of us. That is the freedom. Okay. Still we live, still we feel, we become sensitive to our feelings, we feel happiness, we feel sadness, but we don't suffer from those feelings. Okay. It is more like the liberation. It is liberated from our body. Okay. Now for this, we should do this meditation. and it is doing by ourselves more like we are imagining, oh, in this body I have these parts, but actually there are these parts. There are these 32 parts in the body, and we will study these parts one by one with the pictures. Do you know all these according to this instruction? Do you know all the 32? No. We I don't even learn according to that. Even in the biology, we don't learn according to those that system. So because of that, there are some helpful like tools that we can show, and we can understand these are the specific parts in the body. And this does not should not make us sad. Okay. Sometimes there are some people that they don't like to do, because this object of our meditation is not very enjoyable. Our enjoyment is lies with our mental imagination, mental fantasy that we create in our head, not necessarily in the body. I mean, like, we make sensual pleasures inside the mind. But when we need to pierce into the truth, when we need to break through into the true nature, we need to set aside the distractions, but we should open up ourselves to the true nature of our body. Okay, so um, there are some teachers like instruct this meditation to be meditated as a body scan, like scanning the bodily parts. That can also be helpful, but the goal is to know the hair just as it is, to know the body hair, to know the teeth just as it is. Probably the body scan might help, but it should go much more deeper into the nature to understand that this is the nature of the hair as it is. Okay. Now, for an example, let's say the first component, the Buddha said, to focus the mindfulness is that looking at the hair. Okay. What do you think? Is this hair is permanent or impermanent? Our hair?
Impermanent.
Ob-
Yeah.
Obviously impermanent.
Now the hair is impermanent. Now, during the meditation, what we do is that we try to see the hair just as it is. But in this specific meditation, our objective is not just merely understanding the impermanence of the hair, but a different one. That is called the seeing the unattractive nature of the parts of the body. Okay. Next question, is hair attractive or unattractive?
Attractive.
Hair is attractive or unattractive? Both. Now, when we look at the hair, our head hair, now the head hair has the enjoyment. When we comb the hair, when we decorate the hair, when we dye the hair, when we color the hair, it has the enjoyment. Okay. Does that only has the enjoyment?
No.
No, it also has the drawback. Drawback means the unattractive side. Hair has the unattractive side, and it is inside of it. Okay. Now, when we look at the unattractive side, the unattractive nature of the hair means that it has foulness. Okay. It has foulness in the hair.
Mm.
Okay.
Are you
Now,
talking
when
about are you talking about the follicles that the hair comes out of, or the actual just the hair?
many ways, many ways,
Okay.
not just one way. Let's say we go to the restaurant, okay, and we order the food, and the person bring us the food, and we start enjoying our favorite food. All of a sudden, that we chew and we feel something. There is something which is like tangling inside. We didn't know what is it. What happens? immediately we get, oh, very disgusted feeling. Oh, what is it? What is it? Now trembles. Oh, is it hair? Let's say it can be a feeling like a hair. Let's say it is a feeling like a hair, like it's like a string. Like we feel that, oh, is it a hair? Now we start to tremble and we get sometimes angry. Oh, why these people is not like, we start to create these thoughts around it. Even the touch of the hair, even though it is not hair, we can get an attractive feeling to the hair when it is mixed with the food. Okay? Now later we try to open the mouth and we see what is it. Then it might not be a hair, but the touch, the feeling brought us an attractiveness. As long as it is in our head, we don't feel that unattractiveness. We don't feel because we are attached to the hair that we don't see it like that. But when we have the feeling of that hair that make us so much disgusted feeling. Okay. Now when we put the hair under a microscope and we zoom, and what can we see? Is it as attractive as it is in the body? No. We see in detail and we don't find any attachment when we look at deeply into the hair under a microscope. Okay. Now let's say somebody burned the hair. How about the smell? Is it attractive when it's burned? No, it's unattractive. So we cut the hair. We don't keep it with us. So the barber, right? Barber. They collect all the hair and they throw it away. Let's say someday we fall our hair and we take the hair. We don't keep it in our inside of our house. We normally throw it away. What happened to the hair? Gradually it decomposes and it disappears. As long as hair in the body and we decorate and we find attractiveness, but can we run away from this true nature? Can we escape from this reality that it contains? Is there a way? Is there a place that we can run and escape from that? No. When we see just the hair as it is, it develops our peace of mind. It develops our concentration. It lets go us greediness and anger. Let go of all the distractions. It brings our mind to focus. It will make mind so much peaceful. How about the nails? When we cut the nails, we don't keep it with us. We throw it away and they decompose. Same with the same like the hair. And all the 32 parts has this. Now the Buddha say we have a certain perception. I mean, we have the perception. Perception means the way that we identify, the way that we recognize things through our senses. According to the teachings, Buddha say perception is like a mirage. Do you know mirage? Let's suppose that we drive our car and in the front we see in long distance, we see that there is the water. Okay, we keep on driving, but it appears to us that there is water in front, but it is middle of the road. And it always appears to us as like there is a sanctuary, there is water, there is a big lake in front of us that we might go to pass through the water. We expect, but when we go there, we don't find the water. But later we find the water somewhere in front and we keep on driving. Now the Buddha said this happens to the deers. You know the deer, when the deer in the desert, it sees in the future, like in the front, in long distance, it see that there is water. So the deer go to the place that it thought that there is water and reach to that place. And when the deer went there, doesn't see the water, and look around and see the water somewhere else, and then it start to run to that direction and go there, no water, and again look back. The place there that it saw the water was, and then saw the water and come back. The mirage. Buddha say the perception of us who has the lack of understanding of the Four Noble Truths is uh, the perception is a distorted perception. Buddha say that perception is distorted. Distorted means it is kind of inverted, upside down. Now, when we perceive the world through our senses, we perceive the world as a permanent thing. I mean, let's say perception means that we distinguish us one by one and we recognize one by one and we identify the parts that we like the sense objects through our senses. And what we perceive is the sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and mental objects. Whatever we perceive, Buddha say it is distorted. It is not the correct way that we perceive the things. Okay. Originally, the object of the senses, or let's say the body or whatever outside external world, originally they are impermanent and they are unsatisfactory and they are not self and also foul. It has the nature of unattractiveness. But when it enters to our mind, which is infected by ignorance, it changes its perspective and it shows us a kind of a distorted perception. We don't see it clearly. We only see it in an inverted way. It is because of the ignorance that we have. Now, how do we know this is distorted? When we set aside that distortion and we start to reflect according to the reality, we can see that we become more and more liberated. We become more and more free from from the attachment. Now, when we look at the hair, we see the hair as attractive. That is our perception that we have. That perception is like a mirage. And we start to find the attractive nature of the hair and running into the hair and we search for the attractive nature of the hair. But later we can find the hair is not actually attractive as we thought. When we set aside that, when we look correctly into the hair, we see, oh, it's just unattractive as it is. Okay. We just stop that. When we look at the hair correctly, we see that, oh, it has the unattractive nature. Okay. And we cannot avoid that. Then to let go the distortion that we carry in us, we should reflect inside that the body has these 32 marks, these 32 parts, and those are in their nature unattractive, and they are foul in its own way. It's not as attractive as it is. It has this nature of the unattractiveness. So in the meditation, what we do is that we try to investigate all of these parts and we try to see just as it is. Okay, friends. Now, not only that we perceive outside things, we also every day we perceive our body. How do we perceive our hair? Normally with the distorted perception, how do we catch all these parts? Our hair, nails, teeth, skin, what kind of perception that we carry day-to-day life?
Makes us beautiful.
Yeah, we have the our, we have our focus to the body as only to the part of attractiveness. Do we see the unattractiveness of the body in our day-to-day life?
No.
No. Okay. Now the Buddha say, when we only give attention to the attractiveness of the body, I mean the same perception that we carry in our day-to-day life with our normal understanding, it makes our bond more and more tight. It does not let us free because we are on that process. Okay. We are in our day-to-day life, we don't do that reflection to see it as it is. What is always available to us is that only the parts of the attractive nature. Like it brings us more and more attachment, more and more craving, more and more greed to the body. Okay. Then what happens when we see when we talk, let's say, we start our discussion about the foulness, what happens? We feel so sad. Yes, we feel so resistance. Oh, should we talk this? I remember some people ask me, like, why you want to see it like that? Why do you want to put your attention to that side drawbacks? It is like, why do you want to do that? What's the purpose of doing that? Actually, it is so much liberating. Now the Buddha say, when you see the mark of the unattractiveness, and when you give your wiseful thinking, your correct thinking to the marks of the unattractiveness, the sense desire stops. Normally people say when we do meditations, our mind's wandering. For what it wanders? It wanders to attractive things. Okay, it wanders to the mark of attractive things. Okay, we remember about the hair during the meditation. Sometimes we remember about the hair, about the nails, about the teeth, about the skin, about the flesh. These parts are remembering to the mind again and again when we're going to do the meditation. Now the Buddha say the sense desire is the first block to the mindfulness, that it increases all the more when somebody only give attention to the mark of the attractive. But when a person set aside that and start to do the putting the attention to the unattractive things, unattractive mark, that way it stops the sense desire, which means, friends, this meditation is completely focused to letting go the sense desire, to the wandering thoughts. Now the Buddha say, when you do the foulness meditation, your wandering mind stops. There is no any other meditation than this meditation to stop the wandering mind, because all the uh, enjoyment in the world with the sense pleasures are centered to the body. Okay, whatever we talk about the sense pleasures in this world are centered to the body. We can easily see that when we look at the advertisements. Normally, in the advertisements, the people say, okay, you can buy this and put in your hair so your hair will be beautiful. And you have this delicious food, then your body will be this much beautiful. And you go to this place and you can reduce your shape, and if you do this, you can increase your shape. And you put these flip-flops on sandals in your feet, and you dress these beautiful clothes and put these beautiful ornaments, and you can go to this place and that place, you can nurture and you can be live attractively. And you know what? I recently saw a certain advertisement. It says that you can stop aging. You can stop aging. So, which means our desire is this perception we have is to live in permanence and to live always attractive. That is our innocent, let's say, innocent perception we have. Like we love to be like that. But in reality, that it has this distortion that we don't see just as it is, as an unattractive. Now the Buddha said that is why it burns us, because it is not a correct way of seeing it. Because of that, because of the excessive thinking, it starts to burn our heart, burn our mind, and burn our body. Whenever we get into lustful thoughts, it increases our distractions, it increases our burning feelings inside and in the body. It is because that it is distorted perception. Now, when we set aside and we start to investigate, as in a meditation like this, that we see in my body there are head hairs, in my body there are body hairs, in my body there are nails, in my body there are teeth. Very simple. The liberation was here and very simple. And just to see the body just as it is. But normally, when we don't do this meditation and we don't see it as it is, we normally see that in this body there are gems, there are pearls, there are gold, there are, yes, diamonds. It is our normal like way of our thinking, but when we start to investigate and just going to see it just as it is, we can see, oh, this is the nature of the body. Now all the happinesses in the world are centered to the body, and when we see the body just as it is, we don't find anything to attach externally. Whatever the, let's say, whatever another person say, like, you should love and attach to the hair because it is permanent, it is attractive, and we know inside of us that we have seen that the true nature of the hair is just this, like this. Okay, so it stops this wandering thoughts. Okay, friends. And yes, and so as for the other parts of the body, and we keep investigating like that, so then we don't make that greedy thoughts. So we don't make aversion also. Okay. We will talk about this meditation more detail with our upcoming sessions. And I just wanted to give you an overview. And what are your thoughts?
How do we envision some of the 32 parts that we've never actually seen?
Normally, our teachers taught us that if that is not visible to you, you can just focus to the area where it is. Let's say lungs, so that you can like focus to the lower part of the belly. No, kidneys, lower part of the belly, lungs to the chest, like that. So there are like that. There are some other parts like the intestines. We don't see it by our eyes. We can just focus to the belly because we know that it is inside of the body. Okay.
But you said there were pictures that we could look at
Yes.
to try to understand it more.
Yes, that's also a good way that we can see the pictures and we can know, oh, this is talking about this part of the body. And that is only for the recognizing the part, but not to look at the picture itself, but we know that it is inside, just to recognize, because we do the meditation to ourselves to see it in the body, not in the outside in the pictures, but it's just to understand and to see it inside. Again, we don't see it, we cannot see it. in real life, but we are just trying to get the understanding about that.
Yeah, what I was thought is that maybe we should look at pictures beforehand.
Exactly.
I've never seen a spleen, so
Yeah.
it'd be good to look at
That's
it.
for the sake of studying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you have it at least in your mind.
Yes. Yeah. And actually, the first five things like hair, nails, teeth, skin, flesh are visible.
Yeah.
So normally, our teachers guide us to do only the first five parts when you are beginning. But it is not among the Buddha's instructions. We cannot see it like that. But he said that all the 32 parts. But as a beginner, we can also try with only the five parts because we know that head, hair, nails, teeth, skin, flesh. Yeah, it is not strange, just seeing as it is. And sometimes when the people do this, they remember some memories that they have about their past, that the times that they have seen. Okay. Then when they remember that, they should not follow that visualization. Let's say that you looked at the hair in the book and then you stop to meditate and you investigate your hair. Now you remember the picture of as a visualization that you saw in the book. In that moment, you don't follow that visualization you are seeing, but you are more coming to see your own hair and you try to solely single out the hair as imagination, like as a contemplation, and you try to get to know the hair as it is. This is really amazing and a beautiful meditation. The next time, let's say you spend 10 minutes with this meditation, you go out. There are times that which brings us lust. When we see another person's hair, there are times that it can bring us greed or lust. But after doing this meditation, you will see your mind doesn't react in a way of greed or lust to the hair that you see outside because you carry this understanding. Oh, this is in nature, this is how it is. This has this nature. That doesn't mean you reject your experience, you block your feelings, but you feel, but you don't ignorantly attach to that. Sometimes it follows us wherever we go after seeing. But when we look at the hair, we look at our own life, we can see that it let go the attachment. The attachment is always present as long as we don't see the truth. Now the enlightened Bhante say that as long as you don't see the truth, you have attachment. But for a one who see the truth, won't make attachment. Okay. That doesn't mean that the household life should not be practiced this type of a meditation because our bond and our greed, our lust we have in our heart is very powerful. It won't go away just after doing a simple meditation like that. It won't stop all of a sudden. Buddha say the person who do this meditation, the first thing happens is that they neutralizes the distracted thoughts. They neutralize the lust a little bit, and it helps to fade away the lust completely if we do always that meditation. But it depends with the person and depends with the practice. But should we suffer from greed? What do you think? Whether we are in household life or whether we are in the monastic life, should we suffer?
No.
We need clarity, we need understanding, we need this instant drive to be stopped. We need this instant motivation of like lust to be stopped and neutralized. For that, we can do this meditation, and this won't stop our happiness, but it will neutralize our lust and attachment we carry. Okay. In the first place, we are already distorted with the bodily parts that we have in ourselves, let alone outside. We have attachment to our own body. And that is why we need to do this meditation. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Will you be doing a guided meditation to show us how you do that type of meditation?
Well, it's already taught by the Buddha. You go to a peaceful place and you close your eyes. You just see, just remember about the simile Buddha taught, that you are opening up a bag and you take out all the grains and you separately place one by one. This is red rice, this is white rice, this is peas, this is grain or whatever. Like you separate one by one. Same way, you go to a peaceful place, you close your eyes, you think, this is my head here, this is my body here, this is my nails, this is my teeth, this is my skin.
Okay. And do you contemplate on it, or are you just on each part separately for a period of time?
You can spend little, like few seconds. Let's say when we say to ourselves, this is my head here, we can pause a little bit and we can try to know the head hair as it is. Like this is my head hair. Now, actually, it's good. Your question is very good, because sometimes our teacher gives us some more instructions to see the hair. Now he say, try to see the hair just as it is, when how it is impermanent. We can think, oh, this head hair is breaking, this head hair is changing its color, and this head hair once falling, it is decomposed. And mostly you should focus in this meditation to the ugliness, to the foulness, to the unattractive mark, like the one that we talked, in the restaurant. Like there are such like situations that we can find how it is unattractive. We cannot take all of these to a one set of system that this is how you should think, because it can be personal. It can depend on yourself. It can depend on your own wisdom. But the theme is to see the foulness. Now there are some people, when they do this meditation, sometimes they fall into incorrect way of contemplation. They think, oh, this is so disgusting. Hair is so bad. I don't want my hair. That happens once in the Buddhist time. They did it incorrectly. Oh, this flesh is so bad. These nails, I don't want nails. I don't want this skin. Sometimes they stop eating. That is kind of aversion, resistance. Okay, when a person do this meditation, sometimes they fall into this resistance and they start hating. Oh, why do I need to carry this kind of a disgusted body? That is in incorrect way, is still in the distortion. But when a person see it as it is, they should not attach. They should not resist from that. Seeing as it is one thing, and hating all those parts is one thing. It's a different one. And some people, after doing this, they increase lust.
How could it happen?
How is that?
Why that happens? They think, oh, I have head hair. Oh, I have body hair. Oh, I have nails. Oh, wow, I have nails. I have teeth. I have skin. Then they fall into this enjoyment secretly during the meditation, unconsciously, and they become more attached. You see, the knowledge is not an extreme. The knowledge is not attachment, greed, or the knowledge is not aversion or resistance. It should be middle, like seeing just as it is. If we were to center our mind, we will see here just as it is. If we still our mind, we will see just as it is. Then whenever you get these two extremes, abandon that. If you feel after doing this meditation that you become more and more attached or you become resist from this, you abandon that two extremes and you start seeing the true nature of the hair. But how to do that? To do that, we should experiment, we should investigate. For an example, let me say that you can know about the situations where that you have your memories that the hair was uh, showing its foulness. You know, in the dead body, sometimes you see there is no any attractiveness. When it comes to the nails, you know, sometimes nails become injured, and we see that nails cut and they become swollen. That's why in the Buddha's time they went to the cemetery. And normally monks went to the cemetery to see the dead bodies to get this perception. And there was one monk went to see this dead body to see this perception as it is. What happened? Secretly, his mind was deceived him and looked at the dead body, half-eaten body greedily. And he said, I got lost to the cut off, half-eaten body. That is a mind that we are holding, attached as me, mine, myself. And then he recognized that, oh, this mind deceived me. Then he stopped and then he started to do the meditation and he abandoned entire lust, entire greed. The Bhante who brought this meditation, the Buddha's teachings to the Sri Lanka, did this meditation. This was his only meditation. He did like the mindfulness of foulness of the body, impurities of the body. It only took 3 months for him to become enlightened. And he said that he became enlightened by only doing this meditation, which means he liberated from anger, lust, and delusion. And it is also said that this meditation is only visible, only appear in a Buddha's time. Every other times you don't find this meditation. There will be breathing meditation and every others meditations, but only a Buddha can know this true nature of the body and then explain that. Okay.
Well, you did a beautiful job of explaining it today.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You can do this meditation, but don't worry, we will study this more and more detail in the future, and I will give you the instructions my teacher gave us to do this meditation clearly. But I actually like you if you follow the Buddha's instructions. That's what I want, and that is how you don't lost. And together with that, we will talk more and more teachings my teacher gave, and also the other suttas explain us. And it is a very beautiful teaching, friends. May we have the great opportunity to do this meditation and be free from all the suffering and be able to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
Sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu, sadhu.